we can say, is start in the first position and don't have the rough condition of the other boat.
All right, Jim, well, that tells the story of the guy that literally has a hot hand here today. You get out first, you stay out in front, you don't have to worry with the other things the other people do. Back to you.
Now we're looking at the standings in the 250cc championships after 3 heats with 1 more to go here on the Budweiser UIM Hydroplane World Championships. Army Armstrong and Liz Hewitt are both down in the pits. First, let's go to Army.
Well, Jim, we're standing with 2 guys in just a few minutes. Could be world champions. A lot of camaraderie here until the green flag drops. These guys are friends right now, but when that green light comes on, they're going to be enemies for about 6 laps. How does it make you feel? You know, you've dominated this sport. This young kid's coming up and starting to cut in on you a little bit.
Well, Neil's always been a real good competitor. I've raced against him for a number of years, and when I go to the race course, generally he's one of the guys I have to worry about beating, that's for sure.
Okay, Neil, he kind of said nice words about you. What are you going to say about this guy over here?
He pretty much said it all, and I feel the same way about him. If he couldn't, he was supposed to be maybe not be able to race in the 500 today, and I wanted him in the class because if I win, I want to beat the best, and he is the best.
I'll tell you what, like I say, these are a couple of class guys. We're getting ready to go racing. Let's see who's going to win this thing.
Hi, I'm with Nancy Kurtz. You and your family have been involved in the sport for over 30 years. What is it that you've decided you love most about the sport, besides winning, of course?
I think mainly the traveling and all the nice people that we've met throughout the country. We travel just about from one end of the United States to the other.
It seems kind of like a family sport.
This is more of a family sport, I think, than any other sport we've been involved in, and we've been involved in just about anything.
Exactly how involved are you in this sport?
I guess totally. We have an organization, which is U.S. Title Series, and I am the chief scorer of that organization.
Well, great. Well, we certainly wish you a lot of luck today.
Thank you.
Okay, Liz, thank you, and thank you, Army. We're now in the 2-minute warm-up period for the 500cc, their first heat of the day. We have them from all over the world. Here's a greeting from Sweden.
Ni ser nu världens bästa racerbåtsteam. Heja Sverige!
Pierre Graga from Team Germany and Neil LaRose, who's representing Mexico today. Earlier today, we talked to the honorary chairman, Bernie Little. We said, Bernie, isn't it true that you're the only man in history to win world championships in both unlimiteds and offshores in the same year?
That's correct. We did, and there were 26 events, I think. Finally, I had to give up one or the other, so I chose to give up offshore and continue in unlimited. And that was the right thing to do. I now manage the Miss Budweiser Racing Team offshore division, and that gives me a lot more freedom.
Now, Bernie, I know that safety has always been first and foremost in your mind, and your team was responsible for the research and the development of the installation of the F-16 fighter canopy on unlimiteds, which has saved at least 10 lives.
Yes, it has, Jim. We built the enclosed canopy when Jeff Nips was with us as crew chief. He started, put a year into development of it, or 2 years into development and research of it, and then Ronnie Brown, our crew chief, come online and made it happen, and our crew, its safety is first. We want to go fast, and we love that 200 mile an hour we're seeing better each week, and until they put canopies in all of them, I won't be happy. You know, we've campaigned for offshore, and all of the boat racing teams need to be sure that when that driver gets done, he's going to go home Sunday night.
Bernie, what does this event right here in Central Florida, Polk County, Lakeland in particular, do for your hometown?
Well, to Polk County, I must tell you that there's one man specifically by the name of Gene Engel that has worked so hard to make these races a success. He was responsible for bringing these events here, along with the Tourist Development Council and many other sponsors. We're just really glad. I'm a resident here, and we just think it's fantastic. It's the right kind of water for them to race the speeds they like to run. It will do many good things for Polk County and Lakeland in particular. And I want to go a step further than that. The Unlimiteds are going to be racing in Cypress Gardens, and I'm glad to announce it on this show.
I think competition is a key word in the life of you, Bernie Little. You've always been a competitor both on and off the water.
Well, yes. I like to do things better than anybody else, and I like to be the best in whatever I do. And if your car goes faster than mine, I'm going to go to work and see if I can't get mine to go quicker than yours. And you know, we ride motorcycles together, and my Harley's faster than yours. You know that, Jim.
And Jim, those are the words of world-famous Bernie Little. Boy, that guy has done a lot for the motorsporting world. We're in his hometown watching this heat of the 500 cc's in the World Championship hydroplane races. They've come from all over the world. 5 countries that we're going to be keeping an eye on in this particular round of competition. 5 of the 17 represented here as the drivers get ready to go. But there's an interesting point. The driver at this point in time is like a bee sitting on the end of a bullet. He's just sitting there with the throttle wide open. The key players are 2 lifters and the guy that pulls the rope.
And the ropes have been pulled. Tiziano Trombetta, defending 500cc world champion in the red boat. But going out in front from the United States, but driving for Canada, is Dan Kurt. And I understand he's the record holder.
Kurt sits on top of the world record with a 122. Now, we clocked him just a minute ago. As he made the corner, he's up to 120 mile an hour at this point in time. Your world record holder, world champion, currently sitting in the number 3 spot, trying to work his way up through the field.
All right, is going to be Dan Kurt coming around for lap number 1 of 6. In a mile and a third course, it'll be 8-mile heat. Neil LaRose, driving from Mexico, is in second, while Trombetta from Italy is coming up the challenge from his 3rd position. Back to the leaders again.
First, out in the clean water, looking real good. The boat has a little bit of a weasel to it, as you know, that we didn't see in the 250 class. This is twice the horsepower. Kurtz is out there making a lot of good horsepower in the lay-down boat, Jim.
They always say that who's ever in front gets the smoothest water, the rest have to take the wash. And in boat racing, the course changes every time you go around. This is a restart, because earlier we had a collision in the first start here today between Robert Goleta from South Africa and from Great Britain, Vince Lydiard. This is the way it looked.
Both drivers came off the starting line, and the way the rules say, you have to go straight for about 500 yards before you negotiate a left turn. That is not the case. It was like a funnel. They started closing down immediately as soon as they left the line.
We're not even to the 500-foot booth, and there's people running over people. It wasn't his fault. No. We got both guys all over the place.
Well, it doesn't matter whose fault it was, gentlemen. Fact is, they're out of the race. And now we're back to the action as it stands here. First here today in 500 cc's in this, the Budweiser UIM World Hydroplane Championships.
What's amazing, Jim, watching these fellas run, because they are really getting down and getting dirty. The boat's starting to walk a little bit on top of the water. We've really got a good race going up here for this number 1 and 2 spot. Both drivers trying to pick their lanes, if you will, and stay in the cleanest water possible. But that won't be the case throughout the whole show, because later on they're going to be getting into some lap vehicles, and that will definitely have to create some type of a driver's change, won't it, Jim?
Yeah, it would. And, you know, look at these props. That is so important in propellers, and they keep those a secret, don't they?
Hey, a racer is a racer. I'm not going to say he's not going to lie to you, or he will lie to you. I'll just tell you, he's not going to tell you the whole truth and nothing but the truth.
We started out with quite a few entries. Close to 100, didn't we?
As a matter, well, in this particular class, in the 500cc class, there were 51 that came and signed in at registration. And what they're trying to do is to get to the final race of the day where they will run the top 22. So, over half the field is going to be eliminated just trying to find out who the world champion is. And right now, this heat of the 500cc is providing all kinds of action.
Well, talk about an international flavor. We're looking at our second place boat, Neil LaRose. He's from the United States. He's driving from Mexico. And he's running a Japanese engine.
He runs an engine called a Yamato engine that his dad puts together for him, but pick up on this. Kurtz, who's running in the number 1 spot, representing Canada. Kurtz is an American, runs a German engine for horsepower. I don't know what kind of flag you're going to have to wave at the end of this thing, Jim.
Whatever floats your boat and whatever it takes to win. And we have a lot of action right now. The red boat is Trombetta, your defending 500cc champion, currently running in 3rd place.
Trombetta is the guy that everybody was watching with that beautiful hot pink boat, red boat. Everybody says he is going to be a guy that's going to come around and close the door on these fellas. But right now, he's hanging tough, but he's hanging back in the 3rd spot.
You never know now. We have about 3 more laps to go.
2 boats set number 1 and number 2 are the lay-down type boats. The Italian driver runs a setup boat. Remember the center of gravity? We opened the show talking about that. The driver fatigue, I don't know if it's going to be a factor. The lay-down drivers are actually holding all their weight on their elbows. The throttle hand is the left hand, the driving hand is the right hand, but after about 8 minutes in these boats, they can beat you up pretty good. So I'm sure the driver conditioning is going to play an important role before the day's over, Jim.
We want to thank Paul Ostaszewski, who is the PR director for U.S. Title Series, an affiliate of the APBA, for his technical direction and his spotting here on this race today here in Lakeland. Well, the clouds are starting to move in. Had a lot of sunshine to start this, and every day about this time, we've been having rain the last